Hello, and in today's activity, we're going to be looking at different types of chemical reactions. We have 5 different types of chemical reactions we'll look at: single replacement, double replacement, synthesis, decomposition, and combustion. So we'll do one example of each and see kind of what happens in those different types of reactions. So we'll do a demo for each one, starting with single replacement. So we'll catch you in a second. So for our first reaction, we're going to do a single replacement reaction where we're going to use zinc metal and then hydrochloric acid. So we're going to take some of the hydrochloric acid, we'll pour it into a different flask, pour it from our stock to a separate set. About 100 milliliters in. We're just doing approximate values today. And then we're going to add the zinc to it. Once we add the zinc, we're going to put a balloon over the top to capture the gas it creates, so we can help identify what gas is created in this reaction. So we have our zinc. Zinc, you can see, is kind of silver in appearance. And we'll just scoop out a spatula full of zinc. We'll pull it out on the table actually, so you can see it. So we have our zinc. Take a spatula of zinc and we'll pour it in, and we'll put what we got on the table in as well. And you can see it's starting to produce a gas. As it produces that gas, I'm going to add a balloon over the neck just so we can trap that gas. So now that we have a good amount of gas in our balloon, I'm going to take the balloon off, squeeze it, take it off, tie it up. You can see our reaction is still progressing. And we have some gas in our balloon, and we want to help identify what type of gas it is. To do that, we're just going to take a wooden splint. So we have a wooden splint, it's burning on fire, and we're going to take that wooden splint and hold it up to our balloon and see what happens with that balloon with the wooden splint. So in this case, we had a big popping. That's a good sign that we had hydrogen gas produced. So we had hydrogen gas produced as a result of that reaction. For our next reaction, we're going to react potassium chromate with silver nitrate. Silver nitrate's a clear liquid. You can see the potassium chromate is a yellow liquid. I'll start by just pouring some of that potassium chromate into a test tube. And then into that same test tube, I'm just going to add in, and I'll move that out of the way, I'll add in some silver nitrate. So silver nitrate, I'll pour out in a pipette. You can see it's a clear liquid, no color to it, transparent, and as we add it, you can see our color change. You can see obvious precipitate forming as we add it to our potassium chromate. So again, that's a double replacement reaction. We're reacting potassium chromate with silver nitrate. As we do that, the silver is then bonding to the chromate, so we create silver nitrate and potassium nitrate. So that's a double replacement reaction. So that's our second reaction type. For our fourth reaction, we're going to use potassium chlorate. It's a white powder, and we're going to put some of that white powder into a test tube. I've already started it. We'll add some more to it, and then we'll heat up the powder so it becomes a liquid. And it's going to be a decomposition reaction taking place. So I'll just go ahead and fill that up, and then we'll put it over a Bunsen burner so it can heat up and melt into a liquid. Go through that physical change, that phase change, to change to a liquid. But we have some of that white potassium chlorate powder in our test tube, and now we'll move it over to a flame so we can melt. So we have our potassium chlorate above the Bunsen burner. You can see the flame heating it up. It's going to change from a solid to a liquid, and then we'll catch up on once it's a liquid. So we can see it's starting to change from a solid to a liquid here. We'll let it completely change to a liquid. Once it changes completely to a liquid, we have just a regular old gummy bear. We'll add this gummy bear to that liquid and then see what the reaction that takes place. So right now we're just setting up for a decombustion reaction or decomposition reaction taking place. So we're setting up for a decomposition reaction to take place, and then it's also going to have a combustion reaction take place as well. So now it's pretty much all been liquefied. So we have potassium chlorate liquid, and again we're just adding a gummy bear to it. So for that reaction, we had the decomposition of the potassium chlorate, created some potassium chloride and oxygen gas. Then by adding the gummy bear, that gummy bear had some sucrose in it and some sugars, and those sugars then reacted with oxygen that was created from that decomposition, and that's what caused that flaming gummy bear in that case. So that's an example of a decomposition, and we saw a little combustion on that as well. But we were looking for that decomposition there and the production of oxygen gas. Then for our last reaction type, it's a combustion reaction. So right now we're just taking some of the gas out of our gas jet, same gas that supplies our Bunsen burner, and we're putting it into a mix of some water and soap, some soapy water mix. And you can see it's producing bubbles. Then we're going to take a wooden splint, and with those bubbles, as we create those bubbles, we'll pull off a chunk of those bubbles, and these bubbles contain methane. The gas released by this jet is methane. So we'll take just a scoop of that gas, I hold it on my hand, I bring a wooden splint to it, and it causes a reaction. So in that case, the burning of that gas is a combustion reaction. It's reacting with the oxygen in the air and causing a combustion reaction. So this again is another example of combustion. So we take a wooden splint, we take the bubbles, and we just light it on fire. So that's a combustion reaction. So again, today we just looked at examples of each one of our reaction types. We had zinc and hydrochloric acid for our single replacement. We had potassium chromate and silver nitrate for our double replacement. In synthesis, we're using aluminum and iodine. Then we did our flaming gummy bear with the potassium chlorate, and we added a gummy bear for a combustion reaction following that. And finally, we did combustion with our methane gas, creating bubbles and catching those bubbles on fire, reacting with oxygen. So those are our 5 major types of reactions we're looking at in here. Thank you. Have a great day.